Welcome back to the podcast, guys. This is episode 10, Walking Like a Talk It. Today we have David Adefunmilayo, also known as the Tech Boss, with us. David, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm beautiful. Thank you so much for inviting me. I appreciate you.
Yeah, that's all good. So we usually start with having the guests just introduce themselves. So would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
Okay, so my name is David Adefunmilayo. I I am Tech Boss as my personal brand, and I'm the founder of Ethical. I'm the founder and CEO of Ethical, and Ethical started in 2020 when well, as soon as I finished my oil and gas degree in University of Lagos. I just realized the fact that the oil and gas was not my thing. I saw my passion in people and impact, and I decided to start. I didn't even know how I started, but I just felt like I need to just start this thing. As a fresh graduate, there was so many things that will come to your mind, what I think you need to do and the rest. But I just felt like I need to just start this thing and just to see how it goes, right?
Yeah.
And even as at that time when I was still struggling, I had oil and gas job that was to pay over 800K because even after my University of Lagos degree, Ab initio had gone to Petroleum Training Institute in Delta State. I graduated as one of the best students there, and that was how I was able to get a direct entry because I finished with the first class. So University of Lagos students, University of Lagos allow you to do a direct entry if you have a first class. So I entered the University of Lagos. When I entered the University of Lagos, I was doing oil and gas. I did oil and gas for 8 years, but I just decided to just stop it and just do what I was really passionate about. So my dad was this oil and gas thing, but I told myself that I really want to do tech, but I don't want to code and I don't want to do anything, but I want to manage people. I want to manage people. So that was how I started Efiko and started from the University of Lagos, and now Efiko is spread across 35 universities in Nigeria. We have 60 campus ambassadors spread across 35 universities in Nigeria, and undergraduates are doing so much for themselves in terms of tech, and I'm grateful to God for it.
Well, that's really good. That's really good. You mentioned you did oil and gas for 8 years.
Yeah.
So can you break that down? So
Yes.
did you like school and then work, or how does that
Okay.
work?
So I went to when I finished secondary school.
Okay.
I did a degree. It's called a Monotechnic Petroleum Training Institute.
Okay.
That's we just have only two petroleum training institutes in Africa, one in Kenya and one in Nigeria. It's kind of very difficult to enter a petroleum training institute.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But yeah, I was this Efiko that people would call back then secondary school. I was really a studious person. I was doing a lot in math and the rest. So having to go there, the entrance exam was really tough, but I aced it. I entered there and I spent about 3 years in Petroleum Training Institute. After Petroleum Training Institute, I got a merit-based internship because I graduated with the first class. I was able to do my internship in Department of Petroleum Resources, which is like the Ministry of Petroleum Resources in Nigeria. I did my internship there. I had over 2 years experience, and then after that experience, I did 4 years in University of Lagos before I got a fully funded scholarship to Lagos Business School and now Oxford University.
That's actually a very interesting career. But how do you go from studying oil and gas for, like you said, 8 years to saying, I don't want to do, this is not what I want to be, or this is not what I want to be doing with myself?
So it was a difficult question I need to ask myself. Is this what I want to do on the long term? Well, when I did when there was an excursion and I was going through everything that the oil and gas industry was all about. I realized the fact that I would be relating with machines. I would be doing a lot about mechanical works, which was not what I really wanted to do. I saw my skill and talent in people because while I was in the Petroleum Institute, I was one of the most popular students. I was very, very popular. Even in Unilag, I was very, very popular. And people know me because of I was this kind of person that was always impacting. I was always talking. I was always going for competitions and the rest. So I saw that my strength is not in machines. But yeah, I was getting a lot of A's in mathematics and the rest, and a lot of my courses. But I just realized that this is not what I want to do on the long term. So while I went for event, I realized the fact that I went for this event called the PADC. PAADC is one of the biggest conference in Nigeria in terms of tech and everything. It's one of the biggest conference, and I went there and I was seeing a lot of successful people doing tech, what they were doing. I was really inspired. I was motivated. I told myself that I think I can do this. Young guys doing so much for themselves in terms of tech and the rest. And they were talking about how tech is now the new oil. And I was doing oil and gas. So I realized the fact that so I'm in the old oil. So I need to go to where the trending space is.
Yeah.
I need to tap into that opportunity. And then I decided to start tech. And guess what? That same conference, I was just invited to as a speaker in that conference just last week. And in my mind, I told myself, just 3 years of this journey. Just 3 years of this journey, and I've been able to achieve so much. What if I didn't start?
Yeah.
And I told myself that I think I'm very proud of myself to do oil and gas, to see opportunities there, but to say no to it. And now I'm doing tech and climate change. Tech is the new oil, right? And climate change is one of the biggest problems in the world. And if you come to see something that the biggest problems in the world provides the biggest opportunity. So for me to be keying myself into the biggest problems in the world, I am putting up myself and I'm opening up myself for a lot of opportunities. And those were the things I was really thinking about. Where are the opportunities and how can I really tap into this opportunity? So I saw tech as the opportunity. And now as a last year, I started my climate change journey last year. And because I had already been impacting a lot of people, it was so easy to transfer all those leadership skills into climate leadership. And I think that was how I got the fully funded scholarship to the Oxford University, where where I don't even have to pay anything.
That's very interesting. Right? I mean, I have it all planned out how I would like this episode to go. Right, but since you started with Oxford, we'll just we'll pick it up from there and then probably work our way back.
Okay.
Right. So first of all, congratulations on getting
you.
into Oxford.
Thank you so much.
Oxford is one of the best schools in the world, if not the best school in the world. And
I think it's one of it's the best school according to QS now.
yeah, and it's
QS
no
ranking.
easy feat, right? So what was the process like getting into Oxford?
So I told you that I started my climate change journey last year, right?
Yeah.
So I just got to know about climate change as a last year. That's 2022, right?
Okay.
And just as at that time, I was just going for a lot of workshops. I was doing a lot of other things. So I have structured my life into different patterns. I have my personal brand, I have my business brand, and I have my personal self. My personal brand is Tech Boss, where I help people do UK Global Talent Visa, and that's where I get the money. Because if you want to consult me for UK Global Talent Visa now, it's about 3 million. Right?
Okay.
3 million, and I work with you for 2 months. Right? That's where I get most of my money. But Efiko, joining Efiko now is just it's not so much because it's more of impact. I'm doing it for impact. So have you seen that I'm doing my business brand, which is Efiko, my personal brand, and I have my long-term career, which is climate change, that I'm presently doing. So I have been able to structure my life in a way that anybody that is interviewing me or telling me what I want to do in future, I just let them. I paint it very clear. So when Oxford University interviewed me, it was just so clear to them that this guy knows what he was doing. And Oxford University, before they give you a fully funded scholarship, they want to check your personality online. They want to see what have you been doing.
Yeah,
Yes, what have you been doing online, and then they don't invest in smartness, because almost everybody, before you get into Oxford University, at least you must have a first class, right?
Yeah, true.
You must have a first class. So they are not using first class to distinguish people that they want to give scholarship, right? What they are using is the personality, and where they see your personality is online. Burna Boy said something. He said, "You explain tire if evidence no D." If you're interviewing and you say that I'm smart, I can do this, I've done this. What can they see? What can they see online? What are they seeing about you online? So before a school like Oxford University would give you a scholarship, they want to see what you're doing online. And I've been able to optimize, because I'm a tech boss. I've done the SEO and the SEO of myself. If you type me on Google now, you see a lot of things about me, and I've been able to optimize all these things to show how I am actually intersecting tech and climate change, and the social impact I'm making in terms of impacting people,
Yeah.
and how I am helping people to even get what I am getting. So every time, every of this journey, as I go, as I get it, I don't know if you saw on LinkedIn, I shared my CV. I don't know if you saw my
I
CV.
think I did.
Yeah, it
I
went
think I
viral.
came
It
across
had
it.
about 500K views. And this is it. I got into Oxford University. It's nice for me to just share those resources that got me to Oxford. And I think those are the things that people will want to see. Those are the things that people that want to give you opportunity want to see. How can you give back if you get it? You know, those are the things that I think stood me out as as the personality that Oxford is really looking for.
Well, I mean, even before you go into Oxford, you have a very strong presence on LinkedIn, and that is what one of the things that attracted me to reaching out to you to come in on the podcast, because I think a lot of young people have so much to learn from you, and I see the work that you do with your personal brand and with your
Business brand,
business brand.
ethical.
Yeah, ethical, right? Um, I just want to ask a quick question, right? Your course in Oxford, is it an online course or?
Oh no, it's I'll be traveling to Oxford University on a UK Global Talent visa.
Oh, okay.
I was supposed to have gone last month, but I decided I was not ready emotionally and I wasn't ready mentally. I decided to extend
Move your
it
trip. Okay.
and get the UK Global Talent visa so that
First.
yes, I
Okay,
want.
do you have that now?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I help people with the visa.
Okay,
Yeah,
so definitely you should have that.
definitely. So I have it now, and next year I'll be moving to Oxford University, and the course I'll be doing is environmental change and management, which is more of climate change and its management. Because climate change is the biggest problem in the world, and they are really looking for people who are focused on solving that crisis, climate change crisis. Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about your personal brand. That's no, the business brand,
Yes.
which is ethical.
Mhm.
So how did that come about? When did you start it? And you
Mm,
mentioned earlier that you are in 35 universities now with over 60 plus ambassadors.
yeah.
That is no small feat. So what has the journey in ethical been like?
So I started Efiko in University of Lagos, my final level.
Okay.
And in my final level, I just decided that I wasn't really particular about this course. I don't like this course, really. But well, when I tell people about this, they're like, "Ah, you did get first class. Why you could tell me, say, you know, like this course, you know, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. And it's funny to people. But actually, we realize the fact I'm just someone who is I am motivated. Anything in my hand finally to do, I do it with all my heart. So if I'm going to do these things, even if I don't like it, I'm going to do it so well. I want to do it. So, but I just decided I need to pivot. And very, very funny that as at that time, at the same time, I was broke as at that time. So I needed to start something. So I started Efiko as a private tutoring platform whereby I was just connecting because I still wanted to keep my first class,
Yeah.
right? I decided that if I'm trying to tutor everybody by myself, I might not really have time for myself. So and I started innovating and I started thinking about, okay, what do I do? What do I do? And I realized the fact that a lot of my friends are on first class, or they are broke too, right? And most of them are not people, they're not that people person, just like me, right? And I realized the fact that a lot of people, because I was in the first class and I was very popular, a lot of my juniors come to me. I want to come and teach me, come and teach me. Okay, don't worry, I can pay you, but just come and teach me. I just want to have a first class. And in my mind, I was like, there is a problem. Like, how do I solve this problem? And how do I not lose myself in this problem? Right? And I said that, okay, yes, I have somebody who is, or I have people who are first class students, but they want money. I have people that have this money, but they want what the first class people have. And these first class people want what these guys have. So what do I do? And I thought of, okay, I'm going to start something. I'm going to start a platform where I'm going to employ first class students, right? And give them to people that want academic excellence. But me, myself, I wouldn't be teaching them. So that was how I then started thinking, okay, what's the name of the platform I can give? Okay, what are the things that I could give? And In my secondary school, I was usually called Efiko because I go for a lot of competitions and I win competitions. Efiko, not Efiko, Efiko, Efiko. Someone that consulted for me in terms of my business told me, okay, what is the name that people call you? What's the name that people call people that are smart? And I said, okay, have anybody called you any kind of name? Like, okay, Efiko, mentioned several names. When I said, oh, Efiko, yes, Efiko is great. That was how Efiko started. And I said, yes, Efiko. And then I started, even the name is
Memories.
fame. It's bringing
Okay.
memories that, oh, Efiko. Well, when I tell people I'm the founder of Efiko, they're like, oh, Efiko, I know Efiko is someone that's smart and the rest. So if you want, I call anyone that want to join as a student Efiko, and anyone that is coming, come and teach them Efiko tutor. So for me, I just have I recruited good volunteers, and I told them that come here. So you will be doing everything about the management of everything, while we are going to employ first class students and we interview them, because there are a lot of first class students that cannot teach. But now we're going to train them on how to teach so that we avail them to teach those students that want academic excellence. So what I did was to collect every of the fee. When they pay to me, I collect 35% of everybody that wants private tutorial. So that's how I made money. I made so much money in school. 35%. Imagine I have 100 clients. I made 35%, and I give 65% to the tutor. And after I have matched them, that's my work. So I did that, but when I now finished school, I decided that, okay, where is Efiko going now? What are the things that I will need to do? And I told myself that, okay, what can I start? And then I saw that I was really interested in tech because and I started learning a lot of tech skills myself, because what I tell people is the fact that I need to be a model first for these people to see me and to say, oh, I really want to be like this guy. So I want to be a part of this platform. So as I'm talking it, I'm walking it, right? Those are the things that came into my mind and said, okay, I need to definitely be walking what I'm talking,
Yeah.
walking up what I'm telling these guys. If you want to be an ethical, I am that ethical that you are looking at. I have academic excellence and I have professional excellence. And that was what ethical resources is really all about. It's more of ensuring that undergraduates have
Yeah.
academic excellence, and definitely they are also equipped with the relevant skills that are needed to be successful in the real world. Because you see, one thing I've come to realize is grades open a lot of doors for you. People will say school is a scam. That school is a scam itself. Because you see, one thing, school opened a lot of doors for you. I told you that in less than 2 years, I'm here in terms of my journey because of I had good grades. We just apply for things because I have good online footprints. I have the grades. So everything was just so fast. Oxford University said last year, I started the climate journey last year. Now I'm in Oxford University. After Oxford, I already know what I'm going to do. Okay, yes, these are the things I need to get a distinction in Oxford. These are the things I need to get first class in Oxford. I already know what I'm doing. You get point. So those are the things that I told myself that I want people to be what I have achieved. And that was why I shoot for the stars, because I know that people definitely I will be an inspiration to them, and that's what I'm doing till now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, you are motivating me. I do feel motivated, right? Now you talked about Efiko being helping undergrads achieve academic
Mm.
excellence, and also
Professional excellence.
requiring helping them get their much needed skills for life generally, right? And that's where you do your life coaching thing as well, your
Mhm,
career coaching thing as
mhm.
well. So do you run that through the brand, through the business brand, or through the personal brand?
Okay, so we have several plans, right?
Okay.
So for undergraduates, I do not charge them, right? I do not charge undergraduates for anything because God has called me for undergraduates. My purpose is undergraduates. So I don't charge them. They only pay commitment fee of 10K, right? They only pay commitment fee of 10K to join FICO. But there are some graduates that after you graduate,
Yeah.
you will start paying for FICO, right? If you want to consult me, you have to pay. You have to pay, so that's using that terrain. I do a lot of my career coaching, or I coach people. If you go on my Instagram, David Adefunmilayo, you see me coaching a lot of people. they invite me to a big restaurant and then we'll talk. Sometimes I travel to Port Harcourt, I travel to several states in Nigeria, and I and I coach people in terms of their career, so just to have a clear vision for what they want to do. There's this guy, this popular comedian that said info,
Yeah.
meaning of info, right? And a lot of people who know this thing pay pay so much for the information I'm giving them, pay so much for the career coaching I'm giving them. Because I told I used to tell people one thing, and I tell my clients and my mentees one thing, that the difference between a rich man and a poor man is just one information, just one decision, just one information. And if you can get the right information, you shoot for the stars.
That's something I'm going to jot down. Right. So what's that one info that makes you different from everyone else?
Well, the thing is, okay, just as I told you, I already know what I need to get a first class in Oxford investing. So I just what I do is I write down what I want, and then I decide what are the things I need to get what I want, right? What are the networks I need? People don't really know a lot about networks. So, and one of the major reasons why I've been able to build so great a presence on LinkedIn is I just get a lot of DMs that people want to just mentor me, because everyone would.
Mentor you or want to be mentored by you?
No, they want to mentor me. Like
Okay.
people who are ahead of me. I already have a lot of Oxford people. Are like, oh, how are you doing? Or when you come to Oxford, um, let's have a coffee, a coffee chat. That is why. That is because they are seeing a lot of my works, right? They're seeing a lot of my work. So the network is really helping me, and it's not hard for me to get all this network because I already have a presence. And they've already seen the things I'm doing, right? So what I think is stands me out is the fact that I have the right network. Because just as you said, I built so great a brand on LinkedIn. So if I DM anybody, the first thing that they will do is go and check my profile, right? And if I DM you and say, oh, I need this information, because you know that this guy is someone of value, you want to give me, right? And I've been able to ensure that I create that community, that community of people I can always run to whenever I need support. Now, as I told you, I already know what I need to get a distinction or to get a first class in Oxford, because I already have people who are already ready to tell me, giving me materials, telling me what to do and the rest. Because you see, this is really this is really sad, but really I just have to say it. I am the only one in my family that went to the university, and in my extended family, we're just two that went to the university. My extended family, just me and my uncle, and my uncle just stopped at university level, which is undergraduate. I'm the only one that is doing a master's, and I'm the only one that is even going out. So I'm the only one that is even going to one of the best schools. So the thing is, when I realized these things from the onset, I told myself I'm giving this my all. So I do not take no for an answer. I do not, because I'm not just doing this for myself. I'm not just this success is not just for me. It is for a clan, it's for a family, right? And because I don't have a family that is very learned, I had to build myself to have that community so that I can actually tap into it when I want. In the UK now, none of my family member is in the UK. None of my family members are in the UK. But this is it here. Because of the brand I've created on LinkedIn, I've been able to create that family, that people that are already in the UK are already inviting me to say, when you come to the UK, come to my place, let's have fun and the rest. I've created that family, right? And I think that is the thing that has stood me out for the excellence that I am having. Diligence, really, diligence is important. Building an online profile on LinkedIn is not easy. It's just really not easy. It takes a lot of diligence, a lot of hard work, consistency, and the rest. I think diligence, and while I'm diligent at these things, I'm very intentional about what I am actually doing. Having people that have gone ahead of me to tell me things. Don't forget, information. I just need information. But when I have that community of people who are giving me the right information already, it's very easy for me to give other people the right information. And people just, I can remember someone on LinkedIn saying that David's career intentionality needs to be studied. And in my mind, I was like, they don't understand that information is just everywhere for me, and that's what stands me out.
Yeah, that's actually really calm.
Okay.
I think that's the word I'll use, calm, right? Um, how have you been able to measure the amount of people that you've been able to impact?
Ah,
Is there a particular way that you can say, oh, this month I've mentored X amount of people, and these are the people who have been gone on to be successful and things like that? How
see,
does that work?
since when I started Efiko, I just realized the fact that, Efiko is on the trainer model. So we train campus ambassadors and allow them to train others.
Okay.
If I see a lot of people that say, "Oh, thank you so much, you impacted Efiko impacted me," I don't know them, but it's because I train their campus ambassadors. I train a team that trained their campus ambassadors and now trained others.
Yeah.
So I've come to realize that impact should be exponential, not direct. If you have if you have only direct impact, it will be limited. So I want to impact somebody that I know would impact a lot of people, right? And that was how I started Efiko. And I can say I can't really quantify, but we presently my team measured it, and we are about 7,000 people. Because the KPI for measuring our impact is the number of people in the campuses, right? The number of people in the Efiko orbs in several campuses. So, and apart from that, I still have some people that are already graduates that have also so mentored, that have also been impacted. But I really cannot really measure, because when I share content on LinkedIn, I don't even know who is being impacted. So when I just go on the road, I just see someone saying, "Oh, David, you definitely impacted me. You did this to me." I'm just like, "Oh, I don't even know." But really, one of the things that I focus on is just the number of people in the Efiko Orb, and presently we have been able to do over 7,000 people.
That's massive.
Over
That's
7,000
actually
people.
massive.
Over 7,000.
And so okay, now that's the business brand.
Yeah.
Now let's move to the personal brand, which is the tech boss.
Okay, so as a tech, I started last year,
Okay.
right? So I I've had 100% conversion rate in terms of my consultations. When I
For
mean,
the global talent.
yes,
Okay.
everyone I have mentored, I've gotten it. And this is why, because I understand storytelling. I understand why you want to give me an opportunity. So I just transferred all those skills. So I can remember my last client, he lodged me in an hotel, and for like I think at least 4 to 5 days, he lodged me in the hotel. I was just working on his visa. I was consulting for him and the rest. And when I was consulting for him, he was like, how do you know these things? And I told him something that, see, we go to success. It's a model, all right? If you go to success, if I could get Oxford University is tough to get. It's really tough to get. And I had to do a lot of design thinking. I don't know if you know about design thinking, but
Yeah, I do.
design thinking is really more about designing how people think so that they give you what you want them to give you. Yeah. So I utilize design thinking, storytelling. I told him to do all these things, to do this, to do that, to do that. When he got it, he could not believe, because have an issue. He had already applied for that visa and they didn't get it. Really. But he was so happy, and having to see people achieve their dreams because I was part of it is really so much for me. But I've not really done so much in terms of UK Global Talent Visa. But because of the fact that I charge so much for my consultation,
Yeah.
I don't think I need a lot of people. I just need to focus on people that can give me the money, and I think that's it. I think I'll do so much of it when I get to Oxford. So I'll see a lot of people who are Nigerians in Oxford who want to get that visa. Yeah. But for now, I'm just trying to, because I do a lot of things, I don't want to get too much of people. But everybody I've consulted for, I've gotten it.
So as the tech boss, you just do consulting, not that you are a tech person.
Okay, so yeah, I think I need to explain it. So the thing is, as a tech boss, I do not code.
Okay.
Right? And this is why I don't like to code. I don't enjoy to sit down in a place for a long time. I enjoy talking. I enjoy to see people. I enjoy impacting people. I enjoy it. So I definitely found my sweet spot in tech. Everybody think that tech is really about coding. It's not really about coding. There are a lot of things you can do in tech that doesn't have to do with coding.
Yeah.
So you just have to just pick the spot that makes sense to you. So in Efiko, before people enter Efiko, they do something we call the personalized self-assessment test.
Okay.
We call the MBTI. And that MBTI is like a personality test. and that percentage helps them to understand themselves. Well, when I was in Unilag, if you were not coding, it was like as if you've not started with your life. There was so much pressure for everybody to code, and everybody was learning how to code. But I told myself, I don't enjoy coding. I found myself, I don't really enjoy coding. I enjoy to help people. I enjoy to consult with people. I enjoy to impact people on the rest. So when I now started my tech journey, I just focused on management in terms of managing tech bros, managing tech systems and the rest. So all these things that I do as a tech boss, that was how I called myself the tech boss. Because as a boss, you don't do the dirty work. What you do is you direct, you manage, and you implement. Yeah.
All right. So earlier on, you mentioned that you had still learned some tech skills. So what were those tech skills that you learned?
Tech skills I learned were Power BI. Anything. Okay, so all the tech skills I learned were skills that has to do with people. That has to deal with ensuring that I am high valued in the minds of people.
What is that? Is
Skills
that
like
tech skill or people skills now?
no, like it's tech skill. Have you heard of Power BI?
Yeah, I know
Yeah,
Power
Power
BI.
BI. So Power BI deals with when you want to you arrange your data and you present, right?
Yeah.
So that's a tech skill, right? So
Yes, too.
any tech skill that has to deal with me presenting, that has to deal with me managing, those were the things I was really focusing on, and it really stood me out.
Oh, that's good. That's really good. I'm not sure a lot of people. I think now that you've clarified this, right? It'll be good because I know a lot of people who have always wondered what you do in tech, right? Knowing that you don't actually have, like the proper tech skills. So I think this is good that now people understand that you found your niche spot in tech
Definitely.
and you're just owning your skills in that
Yeah.
niche.
Yeah.
And I'm also in tech, but I don't code, right? I mean, I did code for my undergraduate and for my master's, but outside the classroom, you would never catch me on an IDE trying to get anything done, really. Right. So that's on the tech boss side. And now let's talk about self. I think those were the three parts of yourself, right?
Yeah.
And so in terms of self, what do you do?
Myself, okay, for myself in terms of my career,
Yeah.
I'm a climate change activist.
Yeah. Okay, good. And you said you started this a year ago or
Yes,
2 years ago?
a year ago.
A
That was
year ago.
last year.
Yeah, so tell me about climate because it's something I just hear, and I'm sure it's something a lot of people just hear. Oh, the climate is bad. The ozone layer is sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that.
So,
Yeah, the ozone layer is depleting, but people don't really understand what this thing is. So could you shed more light on that?
okay, so I said I've been issued that climate change is one of the biggest problems in the world, and this is it because it's an environmental problem that's caused by human activity. Now, because of the fact that we are burning fossil fuel, we are producing energy. There are emissions that goes to the atmosphere, and these emissions go to the atmosphere and form something like layers in the atmosphere, and they absorb heat from the sun, and because they absorb heat from the sun, they now allow the globe to warm,
Okay.
right? And I was able to know all these because I did engineering, and because of engineering, I was able to transfer it to climate change, and it gave me a very good idea of the science of climate change, how climate change actually started, and the rest. But Nigeria is just slow to respond. Nigeria is slow to respond in the sense that our government are not really interested in it. You will see that they don't even know what it is. Yeah. But I saw this as okay, yes, as a problem of the future, in the sense that I was just as I said before, I told you that I was more particular about blue ocean. There's something called blue ocean in business or in career. Blue ocean. Blue oceans are actually opportunities that people have not leveraged. So there are no so much climate activities in Nigeria because people are more bothered about more pressing problems. They feel like poverty is a problem. What concern with climate change, right? People are not really concerned about that, and that's why it's not a thing in Nigeria. But in the developed world, they are taking climate change very, very seriously. If you see in the developed world, if you throw anything on the floor, they can take you to jail, right? And this is because they take it very, it's a big thing there. So for me, I knew that Nigeria is slow to respond. So now, as a young person, I need to dive into places that people are not there yet, right? And that's why I think my career is very fast, because in Nigeria there are not so much people that are doing it. So now I'm not a global thought leader in sustainability. In fact, I was awarded by LinkedIn as one of the top voice for corporate sustainability in Nigeria, and this is because I was very fast in going to that blue ocean that people were not in Nigeria. So I think young people should really focus on what part is it, what parts what what parts are those that people have not really
Touched.
known about, right? What parts? Because you see one thing, if you go to those parts and you are now a thought leader in that thing, when people think of you, they are thinking of that thing. And if you can be a thought leader in a place, you get so much opportunity from that place because people know you as one of the thought leaders there, right? So thought leadership is a thing in terms of if you mention tech in Nigeria, you see some people come to mind, right? Because they have really positioned themselves as thought leaders in that field.
Yeah.
In climate change now, you see that you might not really know, well, but they're just, let's say four in Nigeria. Four, serious. Me and figure that girls. I'm the only guy who is more like a global thought leader in Nigeria.
Yeah.
We are just the one, right? This is because I had seen the future, and as of last year, I had leveraged all my strengths, and the opportunities that I have. Remember, I had people already, so it was very easy for me to take on several projects because as of last year to this year, I've done a lot of projects. Because if you want to be a thought leader, you must have done several projects. So
Yeah.
I leveraged ethical people. I started a project under ethical to ensure that people are now taking on climate change projects. So climate change and tech, I'm putting it together so that I can get so many opportunities there in a sense that we can get so many qualifications there so that I can say that yes, I'm a thought leader here. Yes. And climate change is one thing that is very confusing to Nigerians. It's confusing to Nigerians, and we are still trying to research about what this stuff is. That's why I'm going to Oxford University to understand what it really is, like what is really causing this problem. So, to be a thought leader doesn't mean that you must know everything, right? But just have that aspiration, show the passion for it, and you definitely get opportunities from that field because people now are not there. A lot of people are not there, so people would want to give you opportunities there because they see you as one of the top person there. That's why I'm actually in the field of climate change. So to answer your question about climate change is really about the ozone layer depleting because of the heat, the
Yeah.
emissions that is going. And don't forget, I studied oil and gas,
So you already
engineering.
have
I really,
true, very
right?
true.
So oil and gas, I studied the problem, right? I studied the problem, and that's why it was very logical for me to say, okay, I need to put into climate change, which is now a solution to the problem I've solved. So people would want to give me opportunity because I've been part of the problem in saying that I understood the problem. And one of the best ways to solve a problem is to understand. So to solve a problem is to understand that problem. So since I've been able to understand that problem, I pitch it to anybody that you see. Um, I understand the problem because I studied the problem, but now I want to be part of the solution and I want to save the planet. It makes sense.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense. It
Yeah.
does make a lot of sense. Um, who are your industry mentors in, I want to say in tech, in the business, in your personal life, in everything? Who are your top three industry mentors?
I've come to realize that I don't know. It might be funny, but I don't really have a mentor. This is why I have people that okay, yes, I don't have mentors, but I have peer mentors. These are people in the same field with me, but we are going on a journey together. And they do a lot of research, and we talk together, and we just together and the rest. You see, a lot of people we really think that that mentorship is really about finding someone that is at the top No, but I think people should focus more on peer mentorship. Look for people that are on the same level with you, that have the same passion with you. And everything now is online. Everything is online. YouTube have a lot of resources. I'm saying I don't have a mentor because I don't have one person, but I have a lot of resources on YouTube, on Google, on LinkedIn. I study people. I just watch what a lot of people do, and I create my own policies. I create my own model. Because you see one thing, if you really want to be successful, you don't need to go the same direction that everybody's doing. I think what people should do is to study several people, and while you study several people, come to yourself and say, okay, what is my SWOT analysis? SWOT analysis is strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Well, when you do a SWOT analysis in the sense that you understand your strength, you understand your weakness, you now understand the opportunities that avail you vis-a-vis your strength and your weakness. And then definitely there's always threats in every field. When you now understand the threat, you will now be able to say, okay, how can I navigate this threat? How can I leverage this opportunity vis-a-vis the strengths and my weaknesses? And you definitely see that you don't even really need somebody you need to be calling, oh, I want to do this thing, I want to do this thing. Because people advise you based on their own experience. But
True.
everybody is unique, right? So I don't think people should have one person that's giving them advice. No, they need to diversify, and because everybody have questions, and most times your questions are being answered by several people that have several experiences. So possibly, I can remember when I was applying to Oxford University, I had to look for a friend that was a PhD student in UCL to mentor me. When we are done, it's gone. Now it's a new journey. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah.
It's a new journey. Now I am now in Oxford. It's a new journey. So have you seen? I don't have one mentor. I just have somebody that, okay, at this point of my life, I need this thing. Who can I meet? Who can I access? And because I have a large network, I just say, oh, please, I need this thing. Can you mentor me on this case? Right? Can you talk to me about this case? And don't forget, mentorship is not parasitic. It's a symbiotic relationship. Because of I can add value to this person also would want to definitely give me that opportunity, or give me that platform to speak with her. And I think that definitely, you don't have to look for one person. Every phase in your life, there's several problems to face, and there's different people who you can meet to ask questions to solve the problem that you're facing.
All right. On LinkedIn,
Yeah.
you're very popular on LinkedIn. Um, how do you know the content to which of your contents is received the most?
I realized kind of from my personal stories, when I share my personal stories of how I started ethical, what are the things that I'm doing, they get so much attention. But when I post a lot about climate change, I don't get too much. But it's a strategy, right? I have to I need to have a mix, right? I don't have to put this every time, because I know that this one is always giving me engagement and the rest. Because I also want people to see me as somebody that's a climate change activist too. I will also do that. So I have a content plan. Content plan is My content plan is arranged severally in a way that viral posts. I know post. I am so good with LinkedIn that I know a post that will go viral, because there there are several keywords that LinkedIn look at. When you use those keywords, show your post to more people, because those are the keywords that have been optimized for LinkedIn, right? So I already know all those keywords, and when I mentor people on LinkedIn and how to do LinkedIn, when I tell them, okay, yes, post this, and when they see their post go viral, they'll be like, what did you do? I've been posting on LinkedIn, but really, but it's just a skill. It's really a skill. And just to answer your question is the fact that personal story fly on LinkedIn. My personal story fly on LinkedIn, but I do not focus so much on personal story, because personal story do not bring the money. I need to post business too. I've come to realize that sometimes when I post business, it doesn't really get so much likes, but I can get DMs. Most of those people that have the money, they don't show, they don't like, right? It's DM that they come to. So I already understand the psychology of how people think and what posts. Because also I need followers. I have over I think over I don't know how much now, close to 30K followers now. And I need followers for people to believe that this guy is, and I definitely use those viral posts to get more followers. You get, so that's how it works.
How about negativity? Because when you're that popular, like you said, you have over 30,000 or around 30,000. When you're that popular, right, and you're sharing your personal story and things like that,
Hmm.
there will always be negative comments. There will always be those who think you are lying.
Hmm.
So how do you deal with? Can you share an experience where probably someone has walked up to you and said, "Oh, David, you are lying about this thing,"
Mm.
and how did you handle situation? And how do you handle situations like
So
that?
I just know something that when you're on top, you become a topic. And if you're a topic, you need to know something that people definitely talk nonsense. There will be negative comments, there will be positive comments. So there's one thing I tell people when they ask me this question. I tell them that expect the worst. When you expect the worst, when the worst comes, it's not catch you unawares. For example, you would get angry because you don't expect someone to do a particular thing. But when you actually expect that person to do that thing and the person does it, it doesn't freak you, you would not get angry. So as content creators, I remember one time we had meetings for LinkedIn influencers, all those top creators on LinkedIn, and a lot of them said something that they're afraid to post. And I was shocked. They're afraid to post too. They said, see, it's not easy posting. What will people say? Those are the things that they have in their mind. Hey, how people receive this thing? But what I've come to realize that is identical about all of us is the fact that post this thing, we are expecting people to say nonsense. So that when they say nonsense, or when they give negative comments, we are not affected. We don't really focus on it. So this is the strategy. And sure, just expect it so that when it comes, it doesn't affect you. But just focus on the positive ones. If you check a lot of my comments, I just respond to people that are positive. And the negative ones, I read it and say, okay, is this person critical? Is this person saying something that I need to work on? And if it's that, go back to the drawing board and see how I can adjust.
So, on the final note, right? What advice would you give to one, people who want to maximize their LinkedIn? Two, like you said, you're the first in your family to do a lot of things. So, and a lot of Nigerian male children suffer from brain fatigue syndrome. I think that's what's called, which is essentially the pressure of having to carry their families and, both nuclear and extended families. And it causes them to, and of course, with the influence of social media today, where you feel at 20 you should have 10 cars and things like that. What advice would you give to those people on in what's the word I'm trying to say? I'm trying to say now. What advice would you give them to kind of like get them to calm down and remember that look, life is a journey, and I did this thing, so you can do it too. But these are the steps you need to take to achieve them.
Okay, so I remember a lot of my posts, I would say baby steps, no pressure. Because see one thing, I've come to realize something is the moment you are pressured that you feel. The moment you feel like there's so much to be done that you definitely feel. I've written several exams and sometimes I realize that when I'm on pressure, I don't do well. I told I told myself that anything I'm going to do, I ensure that I don't pressure myself. And this is it. One thing that young people should understand, or any common man should understand, is achievements. They are they are they are they are they occur in stratas, right? So if you come to realize, I started from motion first, right? And because I was successful in motion, then I could go to University of Lagos because I ran some projects in motion too. I was successful there. I went to University of Lagos. I was successful. Then when I finished school, I became successful in Nigeria, then globally, right? what people need to understand is patience. They need to be patient, and they need to understand that that little achievement is accumulating to bigger ones. Especially on the journey for entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is one that is not something that appeals you on the short term, something that you look at it on the long term. So if you want to get favors in the long term, you want to get opportunity in the long term, what are you doing in the short term? The little step that you're taking. For example, it is okay. I told you I got a Lagos Business School on a fully funded scholarship.
Yeah.
Right. And it was because of the fact that they've seen a lot of things I've done in terms of leadership. There's evidence. I used to apply for Lagos Business School. But when I got Lagos Business School, I used it as an evidence, right, to apply to what? To Oxford University. Oxford University, so I used it as an evidence. That's how it goes. So I think people should focus on the little achievements. They need to focus on what is right in front of them now.
Yeah.
Because if you don't focus on what is right in front of you now, you'll be worried about the future. And one of the things that bring pressure and worry is the fact that you're thinking about a lot of things in the future. What if this? What if that? How will I be able to do this? And the thing is, there's a lot of social media pressure now. A lot of people are being pressured. And people are being pressured because they're competing. Life is different. People say something that LinkedIn, they intimidate me. LinkedIners intimidate me. I don't know. Now, this is it here. Do you see it as an intimidation or you see it as an inspiration? Because when I started LinkedIn too, I had a lot of people that were doing so well, but I didn't see it as an intimidation. If I was going to be competing with them, that's when I'll see it as an intimidation. But it just gave me a motivation to do what was in front of me. So if you can do what is in front of you, just focus on what is in front of you. Focus on it now. Focus on the present. While you don't bother about the future. I'm not saying don't think about the future. Think about the future, but don't bother about that future. Now, imagine when I was emotional, I was thinking, I need to go to Oxford. How will I get it? No, I can't. I wouldn't have gotten it to Oxford. But emotion, I decided that I was going to focus on a lot of projects and be successful at the project that I'm currently on, right? And not be pressured. Because if you see somebody, I will say, oh yes, I just got into Google. Because at that point, you shouldn't be chasing Google.
Yeah, true.
I should just say, oh, okay, you should give me an inspiration for what I'm doing now. Because I know that if I do this thing now, I can get something that will lead up to Google. Right? So people should think about the future, but don't see. And sometimes you might want to fight your family. I tell you, I fought my dad. My dad was pressuring me. He was telling me that I fought him. I had to fight him to say, see, Dad, this is my life. This is what I want to do. See, there's sometimes that you have to understand that emotional intelligence is not just you being calm. It's not calm. There's sometimes that you have to speak up. There's sometimes that you have to raise your voice. Because some people would not respect you, or some people would not take you serious if you don't raise your voice.
Yeah.
Right? I can remember when I raised my voice on my dad, I told Dad, no, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. And I believe in this thing. Guess what? He's proud of me now.
Of course.
He tells all his friends that, this is my boy. He's in Unilag, he's in this, he has done. People do not understand your vision, but they are pressuring you. But you need to let them know and let them stay in their place. That was what I did for my dad. My mom was definitely understanding, but my dad was pressuring me. Should go and get a job. I should go and do this. As at that time, I didn't look at that pressure. I was thinking long term, but I was not bothering about what would happen in the long term. I was facing what I have in the short term. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. So we're moving to another part of the podcast, right? We're just going to ask you some questions, short questions, right? What's your favorite thing to do outside work?
I rap. It's funny, but yeah, I'm a very good rapper. And
Okay.
on the long term, I really want to rap for fun. Yeah, I want to rap, and I'll make money from it. Yeah, but I do a lot of poetry and rap music. Those were the things I even started to do in motion. Well, I was in motion. I was this. I don't know if you know about this rap, yeah, where street guys, just come
Yeah, and
and
diss each other.
diss each
Yeah.
other. I do it, but I came to realize that rap will not get me anywhere at that time. I was good at it and I love it, but it wouldn't get me anywhere. My mom told me that why not be successful first in your career, and then you
I
can.
mean, we have the likes of Wizkid who started that part, and
Mm.
yeah, they came out from Surulere, Dwelekba, and they did. So, why did you think you wouldn't have been successful in that part?
Okay, so the thing is the fact that possibly Wizkid and others and you see it's because of Wizkid was successful, right?
That's why we can give that
Let me
comparison.
tell you something.
True,
See, a lot of people are very good, but they don't have the platform.
true.
They don't have the money. They are more than they are far. See, not even more. They are far more. Emotion. You see, very good guys. They are very good in terms of emotion is the hub of talents. But these guys do not really have the platform. They don't have the money. They don't have something, right? But they, that's why I wanted to do something different. I don't have to wait for somebody to come and hire me or something. And even though if a record label hires me now, you see that I have to go through a lot of conditions,
True.
right? Because why? They know I don't have the money, but I have the talent. I thought to myself, okay, if I want to do this for fun, I want to have my money, I want to have my platform so that it's very easy for me. And that's what I'm doing. And so I can help my community. I have rappers, friends rappers that are very good. I can be in help for them when when I get there. In fact, I told myself that I'm going to start that my journey in the UK, my rap journey, or while I'm doing this thing, I'm going to really rap. I'm going to do poetry, but I'm going to start from poetry because imagine if I just going to rap, it's not going to make sense. It'll be like, let me go to rap. It's not going to make sense. But there is a journey I want to do. I want to first go to poetry first. Poetry is really spoken words.
Yeah.
Spoken words. Then when I've gotten, I'm telling you my long term plan now. When I've gotten evidences, I've gotten tractions from the spoken words. It's not easy for me to go to rap music because I feel like, oh, okay, spoken words and rap, there is no difference in it, and I can really leverage that, and that's my plan sincerely. And that's what I do outside work. You can ask my personal assistant. Sometimes I just
Yeah.
feel like I'll just be vibing and be seeing how much I can flow to a beat. I love it so much, and those are the things I do. But people don't believe.
All right. So if not Oxford, where would you be?
In terms of like in terms of school.
Yeah, in terms of school. If it wasn't Oxford, where would you have gone to?
Okay, because I got two admission,
Okay.
UCL and Oxford. I got scholarship in UCL too, right? Okay, yeah, I was interviewed, right, but I didn't move ahead. I didn't move ahead, but I've gone to University of College London, and one of the things is I enjoy London because London is really it's bustling, right? It's bustling. But I told myself that well, they say Oxford is for nerdy people, but I need that profile for a lot of things I want to do. I
Yeah.
need that profile. So I would have gone to London because I know that London is a place where you see a lot of UK rappers, UK poetry.
What sport do you play?
What?
What sports do you play? What's your favorite
I
sport?
play football. I used to represent just as I said, I grew up from Mushin. So all those
Street football.
street football, all those
Yeah.
street rap, all those street, I did a lot of street things. And one of the things that motivated me for success was how hardworking people in Mushin are. You see people like hawkers, you see people Ladko market is emotion.
Yeah.
So sometimes I go to Ladko market, I see how people work so hard. And in my mind, I told myself, why can I should be working so hard in what I'm doing too, right? I know I cannot do physical work, but I can do this thing. Why am I not putting so much effort in what I'm doing? And I think that's one of my inspirations. So seeing all the street football, street rap, street things, I did a lot of street things. Hide and seek. Is it hide and seek? Is it
You can take the man out of the street, but you can't take the streets out of
no?
the
So
man.
and I told them I've told a lot of people I'm just going to go back to all those things because I found so much fun in it. But I'm just going to do it in a tutorial, I guess.
Yeah, are you still a nerd?
A nerd?
Yeah.
I've not been a nerd. I've not always been a nerd because a lot of people think I'm a nerd because of my platform is a feel cool. So they say, "Oh, this guy must be a nerd." I've never been a nerd. I'm just somebody I'm very multi-talented. I do anything my hand finds to do, I do it very well, right? So if I have a first class, it's because of I devoted my time to having a first class. And if I can play football, it's because I devoted my time to ensuring that I'm very skillful at it. Because I started with football and I ensure that I did it so well. if I could sing, if I could do anything, it's because I ensure that I devoted my time in learning how to sing. So I'm not a nerd. I'm not a nerd because really I don't really enjoy reading. It's shocking, but I don't enjoy it.
Okay. Finally, are you in a relationship?
Mm, yes, I am, and my girlfriend is around.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, she's my
Lovely.
girlfriend and my she's not my personal assistant, but sometimes she doubles as my personal assistant. Yeah.
Um, that's really good. All right. So now we're going to the last section of the show, which is essentially the game. So I had a game here before, but since you mentioned that you rap, you are going to freestyle for us.
Oh my god.
um, so in episode 1 of the podcast, we had Ibka Mike come on and he rapped for us as well. So
Oh,
Ibka Mike is a comedian.
oh, and you rap?
Yeah, and he raps as
Okay.
well. So do you have a beat in preference, or I should just pick up something from the internet?
I think I should just I'm a piano.
Oh, and I'm a piano beat.
Yeah. No, now I'm a piano. I could rap and give myself beats.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah, I do it. Like, when we do dish rap, we give ourselves beats, something like
True.
this.
Yeah, but I don't know if the mic can pick that up.
Yeah. I
It
think
picks it up. Oh, okay.
that kind of thing. So you want to just give how many bars? 10 bars, 8 bars,
Let's go full 16.
16 bars. Oh my god. Okay. So my rap name is Davon Rhymes. Okay.
You said?
My rap name is Davon Rhymes.
Diamond Rhymes.
Davon Rhymes.
Oh, Davon Rhymes. Okay.
Yeah. So it started from Davon Rhymes, and now I give myself tech balls and so many other things. But yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Davon Rhymes.
Okay. Okay, attention everyone. My name is Davin Rhymes. I go many places, I spit it many times. I'd rather go to jail if rapping be a crime. They call me the best, but I never reach my prime. Listen, attention please, it's just freestyling. I never start, but he's already smiling. My head is full and my rap's already piling. Or I go bust them and the people go to find me. It's just amazing how people go to tell me things about me. I really never start that they doubt me. They say my raps are not the real me, but I'm rapping for my art, not in the eye me. Don't call me an assassin. Never say I kill the beat. This is a reality.
You're killing it.
The kind of facial expression you actually give me. It's crazy, but yeah.
Shocked, like, okay.
I know it's fine. It's just,
I think people don't know this fun side of you.
yeah.
I don't think a lot of people know this fun side of you, so it's good. Like, I'm quite shocked that, thank you so much for coming on
I
the
don't
podcast.
know. Were you able to get the lyrics and something?
Yeah, I got some bits of the lyrics. It's actually really...
They were things that I think most of my raps are very intelligent, really very,
Yeah.
very intelligent. And sometimes you listen to it and have to go and play it again and again and again because I put so many word plays and double Andra and the rest. In fact, I have an Instagram place where I just freestyle, right?
Okay.
And if you check it, if you just go to David Adefunmilayo, when I put it out, it got a lot of reactions.
What are your
People were
favorite
shocked.
rappers of all time?
NF, I love NF a lot.
Okay.
MI is really great. MI is great, but really NF really inspired me. And one other person. I'm trying to remember his name now. One other person.
Well, if you were to compare yourself with any rapper in Nigeria now, who would it be? In terms of
Nigeria.
lyrics, wordplay.
MI is really a good word. He knows how to do. He's really good at wordplay. And really, if I'm going to the music industry in terms of start my rap music, I'm going to transfer a lot of the skills I've learned in design thinking, storytelling, and the rest to really position myself really as I'm going to do music sincerely, and I'm trying to do music as soon as I reach my 30s. I just want to rest. I want to rest because what I'm doing is it might not be stressful,
Yeah.
but it's not something that's fun. Imagine Messi having to play football and he's just enjoying himself, right? And they're paying him. That's the kind of life I want to live. I want to live a life whereby I'm enjoying what I'm doing. I'm enjoying what I'm doing now, but
Yeah.
really, I'm saying something about something I'm very passionate about and I'm enjoying, and they're paying me for it. And yes, that's
Alright.
it. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. I really do appreciate it. It was really lovely meeting you, right? And On behalf of everybody that you've ever helped through whatever platform, whether it's your personal platform or your business platform, I would like to say thank you on their behalf. And I pray that you continue to, and I hope that you continue to do good work.
Thank you so
And
much.
looking forward to meeting you in the UK.
Oh, beautiful. I really cannot
Yeah,
wait
I
for
am
me
going
to.
back in a few weeks' time, so
Okay, stay in the UK.
yes, I stay in the UK
Where
soon.
are you married?
No, 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 I'm not married.
Okay,
I'm not
so the
married.
boss would definitely meet in the UK, I guess. You work in the UK, right?
At the moment, no. At the moment, no. I don't work. Well, sooner rather than later, I should start working.
Oh, beautiful. So I'm resuming Oxford in September, but I should be in the UK July, just, have a feel of the environment, to see how things are, to take coffee with lots of people before I start my journey. So I think I would want to have that one with you because you really look like an amazing person. Because I'm not saying, okay, look like, yeah, you look like, because I don't really know,
Yeah.
but you're an amazing person. And when I saw your invite to this interview, I just went to your profile. I went to your profile. I went to your post. I could feel I could feel your post. I
Funny
could
how
connect
I
with it.
don't really have. I try not to put a lot on LinkedIn. If, for like example, my experience, I just have my experiences there. I don't put the things I've done in the work. Most of my posts on LinkedIn, I delete them after a few months. I don't know why. I just even my Instagram as well. I put things out there and then a month, 2 months after I take it down.
But why?
I have no idea. I just feel like if you didn't see it, you didn't see it. You missed it.
And I remember some of my posts. It's after 1 year that it gets effect. It gets so people can just. I can remember there was one time that I got viral. Oh, I didn't tell you. I did my NYC in Efiko. Did you know?
Oh wow, that's
Yes, I was the viral guy that everybody was carrying, legit Nigeria was carrying, and like the um the young man who is doing NYC in his own company. So I employed the person that employed me. It was a crazy thing, but really, I employed the person that employed me for NYC. So I was a founder.
yeah. I think I remember that post when you finished your NYC. I think you made a post about it on LinkedIn.
Yes,
Yeah, I think I saw
I
that.
made a post about it. But really, when I actually got my NYC posting too, that was posted in Efiko, I posted it on LinkedIn too, and the video went viral. That was where I got a lot of people who were interested in working with me. You know.
All right. Thank you very much again.
Thank you.
Yes, and that's episode 10. See you in the next one.
Hi everyone. So my name is David Adefunmilayo. I am the founder of Efipo, and they call me the Tech Boss. Well, you just watched another episode of the Walk It Like a Talk It podcast, and you might just want to share, like, and let your friend benefit from this. So definitely you need to do this so that you benefit, and then also let your friend also benefit from it. Yeah, so I'll be looking forward to seeing that you do that. Thank you. Cheers.